Apparently, I need to state this clearly. Spoilers! Earlier this morning, because Disney drops their new stuff at 5 a.m. my time instead of midnight like a normal service, The Mandalorian Chapter 3 dropped. And although it was a good episode, one that tied together the plot of the last three nicely, and had several very beautiful fight scenes, the more interesting fight was actually taking place on Twitter, as usual. Am I extremely tired, or is there not a single female-speaking character in the first episode of Mandalorian? Which she spelled incorrectly despite the title being directly in front of her. I've gotta have missed something, right? Yes, Anita, you did. The armor of the Mandalorian hidey hole is female, has the most ornate armor of any of the Mandalorians that we've seen, and clearly has a very prominent and important role in their society. A matriarch, if you will. I can understand how you might have missed it, given that she doesn't remove her helmet, but neither does the main character. So, yeah, you missed something, Anita. I mean, no big deal, right? Oh, this is Anita. Of course it's a big deal. It feels especially jarring, given how much the recent films have done to amplify women and women of color who have been historically marginalized in this franchise. I'll give her that there have not been a lot of women of color in the franchise, but when the story so far has focused on one family, specifically the Skywalkers, I'd say it's kind of forgivable. It's not like it was done on purpose, it was just a product of the industry at the time. I guess Jon Favreau was like, well, if we just make all the vehicles female, like the ship and the blurg, then we're good, right? That's just the right amount of female. I think you've cracked it, Anita. Jon Favreau clearly hates women and is making a show just for men and men only. No women allowed. Seriously, as a guy, if you're making something specifically for guys, which is okay to do, women have movies made specifically for them. Guys can have movies made specifically for them as well. But when you make a movie for guys, there is usually going to be women in it. Probably the kind of women you're going to hate the most, Anita. But there are going to be women in it. The show has a singular focus, one character, and several smaller characters around him. Sure, they could have made the bar fight guys women, or the speeder driver, or half of the characters in the bar. But the guys in the bar fight die, and the speeder driver dies. And the characters in the bar are bounty hunters that go against the Mandalorian in the end of episode 3. Many of them die. Could you imagine if they were female? Anita would be throwing a fit about women being killed. Or some other random trope that she loves to throw out there. It was literally a lose-lose situation for the show. Well, given that this all happened on Twitter, a place known for its tolerance and patience of different viewpoints, she received a few replies on the matter. They were the normal gambit of pointing out that she was wrong to just being downright shitty. You know, Twitter. But Anita smelled blood in the water over this one. And it's not like Anita to let any opportunity to push her agenda go to waste, even if she's wrong to begin with. Last night I tweeted. Yeah, we noticed. In that tweet I, made a typo. Yes, you did. Twitter points these things out. It's not sexist. It's Twitter. If you're going to be on the platform, deal with it. B, I was distraught that there are no female speaking parts in the first episode of Mandalorian. Seriously, if this is what makes you distraught, your life is going pretty good. I was wrong. Holy shit. Mark your calendars oh, wait, she's still going. Damn it. And I forgot that there was one scene with one woman speaking. Lull. Which I clarified at the end of the chain. I'd hate to tell you, Anita, but people don't always read all of the chains. I didn't even know that there was a chain, as all I saw was the first tweet and then the replies being numbered in the thousands. Is that my bad for not looking? Sure, I'll give you that one. I also think it might be a good idea for Twitter to adjust how chains are displayed. Might remove this issue going forward, but I digress. And yet, this morning I woke up to 2.7 thousand replies, and they are still coming in. Welcome to Twitter, Anita. You have 39,000 followers. Not all of them follow you because they agree with you. If you say something wrong, you're going to get called out on it. Especially you, who has made a career of screaming about things like this, whether it makes sense to be screaming about it or not. These replies are a mishmash of, "No one cares," "You're pathetic," "Leave our precious toys alone," "Relax," "Good, women are dumb," etc., etc., etc. You're forgetting the people that just pointed out that you were wrong. Also, none of these replies are unusual for Twitter, for any post that is made on this platform. You even admit that in your very next line, which is, "This is nothing particularly new, but..." I'm speechless with anticipation. It does offer us a moment to reflect on how online harassment is much more than sensational headlines about death and rape threats. Which, let's be honest, those things do happen and they are terrible, and the people that do them are shit. It can also be aggressive dog piles of thousands of voices, desperately trying to silence feminist and progressive perspectives. And there we go! There's the money shot. She's been shouted down and dogpiled on because she's a feminist. Not because she was wrong about what she said originally, it's because she's a feminist and a progressive. Dogpiles are the nature of Twitter. They happen to everyone that uses the platform. Hell, they happen to me, and I'm a nobody. Anita, you're a pseudo-celebrity and a very outspoken voice for the feminist community. You have nearly 40,000 followers. When you speak, people take notice. The fact that you can even do that you can speak up and voice your opinion, shows how far we have come as a society. Do we have more to go? Probably. But take a moment to appreciate just how far we've also come. But because you get shouted down, just like everyone else on the platform, it's somehow discrimination. This is Twitter. This is how it works. Do I like that it works this way? Well, kind of, yes, but that's because I'm an asshole and I enjoy fights, and Twitter's a great place to find a fight, but I mean, that's just me. But I don't think it's a shining beacon of our society either. In fact, it's probably the ass end of our society, to be honest. But if you go to Twitter or any platform in the social media realm and post a message about anything and expect not to get dissenting replies, then you're just out of touch with reality. Now, of course, she could have left it at that. But why? There are clearly more political points to be scored here. Wow! Nearly 3,000 replies because one woman voices her opinion that we shouldn't be at a point anymore where we just accept media that normalizes patriarchy. Cool, cool, cool. Everyone's having a normal one, I see. See? She missed a buzzword the first time around. Patriarchy. You have to include that one. It's like in the rules. Now, at this point, several people, including myself, tried to point out to Anita that the 3,000 replies she got were not because of the patriarchy, but because she was just wrong, although some of us are bad at math and typing. See, Anita, it's okay to point out when you make a mistake. It's human. It doesn't hurt your stance. I make mistakes all the time, and I lean on them. It's okay. I'd say this would be the end of the debate, but it probably won't be. Despite the fact that episode 3 of the show was directed by a woman, and we know that Gina Carano is going to be in the show playing a female warrior of some kind, I'm sure she'll find a complaint about that. It's what she does. So what do you guys think? Do you think Anita is justified in her complaints? Do you think Jon Favreau is just making a show for all men? Or do you think this is just a spotlight grab by a person that's career depends on her being the victim all the time? Let me know in the comments below. Have a good day.